Permanent happiness is an illusion. The pursuit of permanent happiness is the reason why most people will continue to live a miserable existence. The purpose of life is life itself. Think about it. So while you are here alive, the main focus must be on creating the true meaning of your own existence. Without purpose/meaning you give for yourself, you will forever feel lost, chasing after the illusion of permanent happiness. That's when drugs, alcohol, entertainment, sex, and other forms of temporary escape become the main focus of one's life. That is the post that we are breaking down today. What is up, family? Welcome to another episode of the quote breakdown brought to you by the All Moves podcast. Shout out to my audio listeners on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Anchor. I want to welcome you guys to the show and anywhere else you're listening to this on audio. Those are the main popular ones that people listen to this on. And also YouTube. What is up, YouTube? Please like, comment, and subscribe. I highly appreciate it. I mean, it helps with the show. I say this all the time. And again, if this is your first time tuning into the quote breakdown, this is a show where I break down the posts and the quotes and the things that I post on social media, and I give it more context. So let's just get right into it. The caption on this post is you search endlessly for permanent happiness in a world where nothing is permanent. So let's break this down. Permanent happiness is an illusion, meaning you have people searching and working towards every single day from moment to moment to search for happiness, right? And I'm going to break this down on why someone is searching for happiness, right? And the search of this, the pursuit of it, right, is not real. Permanent happiness is not real. This is why I say permanent happiness is an illusion, because this is what most people talk about. Oh, I just want to be happy. You need to be happy in this world. But permanent happiness is an illusion, which is why it just doesn't exist, right? Now, the pursuit of permanent happiness is the reason why most people will continue to live a miserable existence, because they continue to get let down, right? You get let down thinking that, oh, life is about permanent happiness. Life is about chasing this thing called happiness. And then you find yourself doing things that are only temporary, right? You get temporary escape. You get monetary things that you think is going to make you happy. You think that all these things that you do for yourself, you think is going to create happiness. And then when it doesn't, you wonder why, what's going on. You get confused, right? And you live a miserable existence. You continue to live a miserable existence. The purpose of life is life itself. Now, here's what I mean by that. Since we don't know why we are brought on this planet, right? What is the true reason why human beings are brought to this planet, right? The true meaning of our existence. Why are we alive? What are we here to do, right? The real meaning. Now, since we don't know the meaning, and this is what if you listen to my older episodes, if you're a fan of the show, I've said this many times, that since we don't know the true meaning of our existence as human beings, that means we're on this planet to create our own meaning, right? Now I added something in between that. Now, since we don't know the true meaning of life, then that means life itself is the meaning. So don't let this confuse you. Life itself, the fact that we're walking, breathing, right now you're listening to this, life itself is the meaning. That means the very being, the actual thing of living is the true meaning, right? Since there's no actual purpose, you're here to do this. Maybe what if human beings are actually meaningless? Now we're talking about questioning everything. What if we actually are meaningless? And we're just here just to live, just to live, so we can be in the process of dying and have that that process just keep going and going and going and going, because probably we're part of something bigger that we don't know about, right? That our brains can't comprehend, that we can't just see. We're probably part of something that's big. We obviously are a part of something that's bigger than us that we can't see, right? So what if our life is just meaningless? And this is something to question. Now, don't listen to me as absolutes. Go into it for yourself in your own mind, right? So since we don't know the true meaning to our life, that means we're talking about the true reason why we're put on this planet. That means life itself is the reason, right? That means what we already see, life, true life, right, is the reason, is the purpose. So while you are here alive, right, that means while you're here, looking, breathing, eating, right, the main focus must be on creating the true meaning of your own existence. The main focus needs to be, okay, am I just going to live to die? Am I going to live and waste time? Or am I going to make my existence meaningful, right? To me, right? What can I attach myself to that's going to make my life much more meaningful, much more? I'm bringing real value to the human beings, to human existence. I'm bringing real value to this world. What am I doing to this world to bring value, right? To make other people's lives while they're alive, while they're here, and for generations to come, how can I make their existence better, right? Because there's a lot of people who are not alive just yet. There's people who are not here just yet. And, what kind of world are they going to come into, and how can you position them for success before they even come? Now, without purpose/meaning you give for yourself, you will forever feel lost chasing after the illusion of permanent happiness. The illusion of permanent happiness. So without purpose and meaning, without that meaning you give to yourself, something that you can attach yourself to, without that, right? You will feel lost chasing after the illusion of permanent happiness. Again, because permanent happiness is not real, right? Like I said in the caption, you search endlessly for permanent happiness in a world where nothing is permanent, right? So you this idea from moment to moment to moment, you're going to always be happy, and this is what you're always chasing. This is why people do things with, like, for temporary comfort, right? Temporary pleasure, because that's the only thing they think that will bring them some temporary happiness, right? Oh, I want to do drugs, right? I want to drink alcohol, get drunk, right? I want to entertain myself. I want to have sex all the time. All these things that I named in this post, right? There's a lot more, right? And all other forms of temporary escape. Those things become the main focus in your life when there's no meaning and there's no purpose, no real purpose in your life. These things become the meaning, and that's why people continue to live a miserable existence, right? Because they're chasing the illusion of permanent happiness, right? They want to feel good from moment to moment to moment to moment, and they realize that what's the actual meaning? What are they actually doing for themselves and to the world? What is their purpose in life? And they don't know. So then it's all about the drugs, the alcohol, those are just examples. Those are big examples that people go down. That is the road that they go down, and they make that the main focus. We're talking about the main focus in their life is to escape. The main focus is to escape the reality of their situation, which is meaninglessness, right? Their main focus is to escape meaninglessness. And that's what they're doing from moment to moment to moment, right? This is why people are just sitting waiting. They're like, man, what is going on? And they're lost because the thing that they're chasing, the illusion of permanent happiness, it's not coming to them. It's not real. The pleasure doesn't last, right? And getting yourself involved in those pleasures causes more problems down the road, and now you got stacked up problems. And if you're building the habit of avoiding, the habit of not doing, you're not going to handle those problems. So now every single day you're living your life with stacked up situations, stacked up problems. And this is the scary thing. This is what people live their entire life like. They get to a point where everything, they don't trust themselves. Everything feels like a shaky foundation. Anything they do, they're just not, they're unsure of, right? They become extremely lost in life because you've been chasing the wrong thing your entire life. So you wonder why you're lost. You wonder why you can't find your way. You wonder why your friend and other people around you can't find their way. Well, this is it, the illusion of permanent happiness, right? Because that just doesn't exist. Now, purpose and meaning, it doesn't matter if you're happy, right? you will always feel fulfilled. You will always feel like you mean something to this world. You're doing something for this world. It's the only reason why you'll wake up early, go to sleep late. It's the only reason why you'll take care of yourself. It's the only reason why you put in the work into something, and not just a field for money, right? Not just money wise, but just the world in general. You feel like you feel the need to help this world in a real way, right? Because you attached yourself to something that means a lot to you, and you could see a real problem in this world in this particular field, and you become a master at it, and you put in some serious work, right? And you're actually changing lives within that field, because that's your purpose. That's what you feel like you was meant to do, and that will bring you fulfillment. That's when it gets hard, you keep going. That's when you continue to put in the work. That's when you feel alive. When you're doing this thing, you feel like, yeah, I'm meant to do this. And most people don't have that. Most people, that feeling doesn't exist for most people. um, they're busy. They're too busy chasing temporary pleasure, temporary escape, and then they wonder why they're so lost. So, with that being said, family, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate the support on the show. Again, if you're listening to this on the audio side of things, please leave a review on the show if you are able to, on your platform, especially Apple Podcasts. I know that's probably one of the only ones that you can leave a review. Please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It would mean a lot to me. And YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I catch you guys next time. See you guys. Peace.